I probably get 1 or 2 calls a day from investors from all over the country that want to invest in, Nashville, right? And here's kind of how those calls will go. And they'll usually last probably less than a minute. They'll call, say who they are, and they're like, yeah, we're looking for property in Tennessee or in, Kentucky. And here's our criteria. We want C plus, we want value add, we want between 50 and 100 units. And then that's all they tell me, right? So, if you think about that I get 1 or 2 calls a day, and you think 2 or 3 weeks go by, that's very little information to try to remember you by and try to remember to have you on top of mind when, we come by listings and get properties and so forth. So my recommendation is for when I talk to people, I'll listen to them out and then I'll say, okay, can you do a couple of things for me? Because in order for me to remember who I just talked to, this week, last week, month ago, is, can you please put together a real estate resume for me, right? Of what properties you currently own, what you own, whether you're on a GP, whether you're an LP on something. And even if it is just, hey, I've flipped a few houses, I have 2 or 3 rental properties, whatever it is, anything like that is still better than just calling and saying, hey, this is what I'm looking for, right? Because, it helps us share your experience with the sellers, particularly if we're representing the seller. The seller is really wanting us as brokers to vet you as an investor, right? Who are you? What are you about? All of that good stuff, right? And so that's one. Another one is kind of put together, on that real estate resume, also include, what your criteria is. And then also, if you want to include the markets that you're interested in, right? So if you call and say, all right, I'm not interested in Nashville as a core, but some of the areas like a Clarksville or Chattanooga or Louisville or Memphis or Knoxville, right? But also if you are interested, because we do have some clients who they don't want to buy any of those, they want to buy in the tertiary markets, right? So those of you that are in Tennessee, that would be like a Shelbyville or a Tullahoma or a Columbia or some of those markets, right? Just kind of share with us what those markets are, right? So it will really help us in, when we get ready to send you properties. What we really want to do is narrow in and get that criteria nailed down so that we're not wasting your time in sending properties that don't even meet your criteria, right? Now, if we do send you properties that we feel like meet your criteria, we're always happy to have feedback to say, you know what, no, this isn't quite it, right? I'm fine if somebody wants to tell me my baby's ugly, right? And say that just doesn't fit us, right? Who we are. I'm happy to get that feedback, because again, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time on doing that, right? So the more of that information you can send us, the resume of what you own, and then the criteria, and then the markets, those items are the best things that you could do for a broker, whether it is us, whether it's building the relationships not only with us, but your best thing too is have these relationships with all the brokers, whether it's us or the Marcus Millichap guys or Capstones or Franklin Street, whoever it is, right? You need to make sure you have that to all of them.
Prince asked a good question. When they're sending that over, do you prefer like a website link or like a PDF or like a profile deck or anything? Or is it simple, just in an email format? Like, I own 4 properties, done a fix and flips. These are the markets. Or are you looking for that professional layout where it's like they need a website, they need a PDF, stuff like that?
They don't have to have a website, but if they have a slide or two, PDF slide or two that talks about it, because, we keep everybody's name, and within that we have exactly what they are looking for, right? So it's real easy for us to then get it. So that's a great question. So if you want to have a slide or two, that would be the preferred method.